you have to exile these people. They are not fans of you. They are a malignant tumor in your community, and they're only dragging you down. You know him, you may hate him, you may love him, you may not give a shit about him, but his name is Dream. And he's by far one of the most influential figures online right now, and without a doubt, the most influential figure in the Minecraft community, which is made up by a significant number of young kids. So it would be reasonable for me, as a politically active content creator, to be somewhat concerned about the political leanings, political engagements, and political behavior of such a large public figure in a space occupied by so many young people that are just so goddamn impressionable. Now, Dream is only 22 years old. He's the same age as me. Ironic. I will say, Dream's gotten a little further in his life than I have at the same age. Okay, feeling a little bit jealous. I'll admit, hearing that he's the same age as me, but I'm still doing all right. With that said, though, let's talk about Dream, and more importantly, let's talk about Dream's politics. Now, Dream is a Minecraft YouTuber, so he doesn't tend to get into politics much, but it should go without saying that his community is the gay. His community has caught the gay quite severely. His community might be one of the more gay communities. It's quite gay. And they really want Dream to also be gay as well. I've noticed that. It's quite interesting. Regardless, though, Dream growing, getting big, doing his thing, doesn't really talk about politics much, but does have a pretty progressive community and does signal some pretty basic progressive ideas to his audience and to the public, I think. However, everybody has a history. And at one point, every single motherfucker on this platform, every single gentle, woke, popular YouTuber that you now watch that doesn't offend anybody used to be a teenage, edgy shitlord. And if they were on the internet, then that exists out there somewhere. Dream had some sussy-wussy things come out about him recently. He's made some edgy, wedgy jokes that some people found. And a lot of them come from unlisted videos and stuff. And apparently, Drem, D-R-E-M, did a stream yesterday responding to the allegations. It's 48 minutes long, so it's pretty long. And he's playing Minecraft during it, but we're gonna eat a tuna fish sandwich and see how good his response is. It's gonna be dog shit, is what I'm going to say. I haven't seen it yet, but I'm gonna bet it's dog shit. It's probably dog shit.
Hello. So obviously a lot has happened over the last week, I'd say, in terms of the, controversy world with me and other creators and just everything in general, I guess. And I thought it'd be good to do a stream and to talk about it because I thought, if I'm just tweeting, it's not long form enough for me to express my feelings, my opinions, and just talk things through. And I thought if I did it in a podcast, it'd probably be inauthentic. If I did it elsewhere, I just thought it dumb. So I thought, hey, stream's probably perfect. I've done it a couple times, very rarely because I like keeping things lighthearted on my channels. But hey, sometimes it's the best thing to do. Let me switch to Paint. We'll talk about how it started, and then after we talk about how it started, then we can get more into the rest of it. There's a lot we're going to be going over, so just sit tight, and if there's something you're waiting for, just wait. Here we go. Okay, so how this all started was Hassan made a tweet, said, come on, at YouTube, this is a wild one to demonetize. It was titled, Dear Conservatives, Gay People Exist. I saw it, I thought, okay, that's kind of like a ridiculous thing to be demonetized, so I replied and said, I mean, it is controversial.
Oh god. I forgot that Hassan and Dream are friends. A match made in heaven.
Do they really exist? I heard gay people was a myth made up by the gay frogs in my water. It's all I moved by YouTube, in my opinion. This is sarcasm.
I mean, Dream is the Hassan of the Minecraft community, to be fair.
I'm sure most people have recognized that, but this is sarcastic. I'm not being serious in saying that gay people don't exist and that frogs in my water.
Tell me that's not wrong. Tell me Dream isn't the Hassan of the Minecraft community. Literally one-to-one direct comparison, suck my dick. Cope harder if you think I'm wrong.
Have created gay people. Obviously, I'm not being serious, and I don't think people, this tweet didn't really get much flack. I mean, it did, there were some people, I mean, I'm sure it did. There were some people saying you can't make these jokes, whatever. But I don't think this tweet really got much flack. It was my reply to Ant Frost. Anyway, So Ant Frost replied and said, "Gay people don't exist, I heard." For those of you who don't know, Ant Frost is gay. And obviously Ant Frost, he's been in my Manhunt videos. He's one of my best friends. Known him for a long time. And then I replied, "They exist in your disgusting fantasies, you freak." Now this is where people did not like it. I do think that people who don't know me or know Ant Frost or know our relationship or know anything about me in general could see this, me calling him a freak for being gay, even if it's in a sarcastic way, and take it the wrong way and take it as, oh, he's making fun of gay people or the.
This right here, Dream, I'm sorry. You need to learn from the best, okay? You need to learn from the best at being canceled, okay? If you have people in your audience that will turn on you and lose their mind because you and your gay close friend are like teasing each other on Twitter, then you need to start calling those people from your audience immediately. No ifs, ands, or buts, perma bans, called from the audience forever. Because those people will turn on you like fucking crazy. Having people like that in your community, if you let them accumulate, can be career ending. Okay? You do not want to cultivate a community of dumb people who are super on the edge, ready to cancel you the second they think you did something wrong. That's why I'm so harsh with my purges here in my community. I want to prevent dealing with what Dream deals with. If it weren't for me being so hard on the woke scolds, I'd be dealing with this kind of shit.
Struggles they go through. I see that, and I after seeing people complain about that, initially I was like, yeah, I mean, I probably could have just removed this part and just had to be the discussing fantasies. I think that would have been different. Do I think it's the biggest deal? No, but I can understand why people might. I can see people being upset by it and being like, oh, this isn't something that you have a right to joke about. I get that. I mean, it's not. It's up to. I feel like it's very opinionated whether or not you think that people like. Cause this is. I'm making fun of people that are homophobic. Essentially, obviously, I'm not making fun of gay people when I say they exist in your disgusting fantasies, you freak. I'm playing a homophobic person, saying something ludicrous that obviously people wouldn't say. And so, anyway, the joke is not.
Jesus, Dream, let me write your apology for you.
And don't deserve any kind of positive attention, I guess. Anyway, people didn't like that. That got me into, obviously you can see based on the quote tweets, that got me into a lot of flack. There was a lot of people that were replying and calling me homophobic and were saying, how does my audience let me get away with being homophobic, and so on and so forth. And obviously, I mean, I'm sure most of you know, but I will reiterate, I am not homophobic. I support gay people. I support everybody from the LGBTQ plus community. I try and express that as much as I can. And I would never intentionally harm anybody from the LGBTQ community. So I don't mean any harm whenever I make jokes with my friends. Obviously, this is a friend of mine, a really good friend of mine who, again, is gay. And people were, when I said that on another...
God, he's like fumbling and digging himself. Like, just say, like, there's only one way you can handle something. Like, this is how I would respond. Anybody who's followed me for any period of time should know that me and Ant Frost have been like very close friends. Ant Frost is of course gay. This is just us playing around and teasing each other on Twitter. I think that anybody who isn't completely socially inept should understand what's going on here. There are a lot of vultures out there trying to cancel me over it. Let's make fun of them. Laugh at them, quote tweet the funniest ones that are acting the most ridiculous, and very quickly you will turn the tide of your audience and make them realize just how ridiculous it is to cancel you over something so fucking mundane. You can't apologize to these people. You have to shame them, ban them, make an example of them so that your community realizes what the issue is. Chat, do you guys remember, like back way before the ContraPoints canceling video, back when nobody on the left took any streamer who complained about woke scolds seriously? Do you remember how many debates I had with other streamers on the left about whether or not woke scolds were real? Do you remember that? Do you remember those days? Was anyone else here for that? Yeah, some of you do. Some of you that were around for it do. There was a time where nobody believed that was a problem. But we kept on pointing out how big of an issue it was every single time it became an issue. And soon, now, you guys don't get angry when I say woke scold anymore. There was a time when me calling someone a woke scold in my chat would elicit weird champs and Pepe mods and just, derision from my chat for saying the word woke scold. I'd debate people from my chat for saying the word woke scold. Nobody gives a shit about it anymore. Because, like, Yeah, okay, there are some abusive pieces of shit on the left that use woke language and canceling to like nobody in their right mind on the left would ever argue in the same way they did back then. And I'm very proud to have gotten my community to a point where it is more mature and smarter and more reasonable than it was back when I started doing this. I'm very proud of myself and you guys that we achieved that. We still have a lot of work to do though, and it's a proactive effort. As the channel grows, it's like a constant toxin buildup. Some percentage of the new people that come into the channel are inevitably going to be the kinds of people we're going to have to purge down the road. So frequent purges are important. I stutter a lot too. I'm like Porky Pig reporting. Fuck. I stutter a lot too. I'm like Porky Pig recording, but yet I'm streaming. I can go on long ass tangents without a breath. Any advice for me on how to stop that? Just practice, Cornholio559. Lots and lots of practice.
Tweet people were saying, "Oh, you're just using like I have one gay friend." It's like, no, I'm saying that I'm joking with this. I'm joking with Ant Frost. I'm not joking with whoever is reading the tweet. I'm replying to Ant Frost, joking with him. Obviously, Ant Frost didn't have a problem with it, but anyway, so I made a tweet because everyone was saying, and I said, "Dream is community homophobic." And I said, "Our community is basically a 24/7 online pride parade. You're welcome to join any point if you like. Anyone is welcome." That was my way, kind of sarcastically being like, "Guys, come on, are you really trying to paint me as homophobic? Like I feel like I've been very outwardly accepting of everybody." So that was kind of my way of joking about it. Ant replied, said, "Oh, I'm saying this to seek attention, hopping on the hate train, blah blah." Ant's very sweet. Obviously, I love Ant. Amazing guy. Anyway, so this got me to the big controversy the day before, and this wasn't before it actually oh yeah, and these screenshots kind of look funny because of Nightmare, but I was Dream at the time. Nightmare is just that's what my profile is now. And I took these screenshots today, so it is Nightmare, but that's not what it was. But it does make these screenshots.
For those of you guys who don't know, Dream did this immature, 14-year-old tier, depressed sad boy make his name Nightmare and turn his thing. Yeah, it was really fucking cringe. Oh my god, Dream's chat is awful. I wish my chat moved this fast. Listen, if my chat moved this fast, I'd be able to afford my fucking Dream PC and a home gym and everything.
Anyway, but so that was the big controversy starter. That got a lot of people that don't like me, or even I'm sure there are some people that like me that were like, oh, I mean, maybe. But I think that mostly, obviously, this is the thing, is that if you don't like, and this isn't me saying, oh, it's invalid because you don't like me. People, every time I've ever said something like that, people take it as that, when really I'm just saying that you're more likely to give somebody the benefit of the doubt if you like them. If you don't like them, you're gonna give them the opposite. If you're neutral, you're gonna be in the middle. But if you like somebody, you're gonna give them more benefit of the doubt than they deserve. And if you don't like somebody, you're gonna give them less benefit of the doubt than they deserve. And that's just kind of how the world works.
True.
So obviously, I'm not saying, oh, people that don't like me, it's the only reason they thought that. It's just no, they're more likely to think that because they're gonna see this and assume I'm being homophobic rather than see this and assume that I'm making fun of homophobic people.
One thing that Dream has done that I really wish that I'd gone through with, because it was an idea I had early on, but because Immortal HD had done it, I didn't do it because it felt like I'd be stealing it from another content creator, but now it's like a gimmick tons of creators do, was never showing my face and then doing a face reveal at some large point when it would be a big deal to do a face reveal. The fact that Dream's face is still not confirmed, known by the public as far as I'm aware, is pretty damn impressive. And when his face is revealed, if he does in fact do a video revealing his face, it is going to be huge. So that's exciting, I guess. Not that I really care what he looks like, but I mean, I guess the hype around it is somewhat exciting. I do like living sort of I feel happy when people on the internet are excited about something. Is anyone else like that? When there's nothing really going on and the news is stagnant, no one's really talking about anything, everything's boring. It kind of sucks. When something's going on and the internet is excited about something, even if it's something that you're not excited for, it just feels nice to see people excited about something.
If that makes sense. Anyway, but then it obviously sparked up the next day by a lot. So I tweeted out, I'm not gay. I think women are very attractive. Some men are okay too, I guess. Now for me, I thought this is something that I was debating on whether or not I should tweet, I guess. I feel like I've never outwardly talked about my sexuality or on one of my public platforms. I've talked about it on Reddit before. I've briefly, in a podcast, said stuff. But I've never tweeted anything on any of my major platforms about anything involving my sexuality other than just saying I'm not gay, which is what I've said always, because I'm not gay. But people also take that to mean that I'm straight. And I don't know. That's the thing. Is I feel like everyone kind of, I guess not everybody. I feel awkward talking about stuff involving sexuality.
Your sandwich already finished it,
Sexuality is a
Lenny.
spectrum. So obviously there's
True.
There's straight, there's gay, there's everything in between. And there's
Dream is definitely, like, at least the way he's describing it here, at least competently describing sexuality, you know? Like, sexuality is a spectrum. It's not as simple as, like, well, like, straight, gay, like, whatever. I mean, this is a fairly competent explanation that indicates to me, at the very least, knowledge about socially progressive values, which is a good sign, to say the least. A demonstration of knowledge of these values is a good sign, in my opinion.
much more. And I'm somewhere. And I feel like I don't necessarily owe anybody an explanation of where. But I felt like this was a tweet that kind of expressed my feelings at the time in a sort of joking way, because if you're saying things seriously, it becomes more whatever. Anyway, I don't need to go too much into it. But that's what I thought by making this tweet. And then anyway, I forgot about this tweet. So this was a reply as well. I just wanted to explain this, because then whenever somebody replied to my tweet saying that when I said Dream's community, I said our community is based on online pride parade, and they replied and said, and you're our leader. And I said, definitely not. And people took that as saying, I'm definitely not in the LGBTQ community, and I don't want to be the leader, and whatever. And that's not the case. I was just expressing that I feel like
there's no winning here, though. Oh God, because like his community is like a 24/7 pride parade. You're welcome to join anytime if you'd like. Anyone is welcome. Is true. Like his community really is a 24/7 pride parade. If you've seen like the Twitter Dream stands, like it really is true. Like it is true, but like. Anybody who wants to dislike Dream can frame this in such a bad, like, het saviory way. And then this person responded, "You are our leader," with the things. So if Dream doesn't respond, and this is 15k likes, people can frame this as Dream, like, affirming the gay, like, the het savior thing. But then Dream responds saying, "No, I'm not the het savior or whatever, the cis het savior or whatever," but then people interpret that as, oh, so you don't support the LGBT community? There, you can't win. You can't fucking win. Dream, you have to exile these people. You have to exile these people, Dream. There is nothing that you can do for these cancel-happy jackals, these anti-fans that are like a parasite, a dormant parasite, leeching beneath your skin, the skin of your community without you even realizing it, waiting for you to do a single thing they can try to do that you do that they can frame as being offensive. You have to exile these people. You have to call them off like it's the fucking purge. They are not fans of you. They are a malignant tumor in your community, and they're only dragging you down. You will not be able to make it long term. You've made it now, and you got the bag, you're good for your life. But if your hope is to maintain a long-term presence online, you have to call these people from your community. You think Jake Paul, who, let's be real, Jake Paul's a veteran YouTuber, and he's basically gotten to the peak of where you can be as far as YouTubers go. Like, to go from, like, nobody to YouTuber to, like, the top of where you can be as a YouTuber, your Jake Paul and Logan Paul are basically it. Like, they graduated to, like, full-on athletes. Like, they're in boxing now. Like, they did it. Like, they're at the top of what you can be, I feel like. Like, if you, like, do you think Jake or Logan Paul would allow a large portion of their audience to constantly cancel them like this? No. They aggressively and in a douchey way respond to criticism. No criticism can impact the Paul brothers. They turn all negative criticism into positive press because they act like douchebags to anybody who criticizes them, regardless of how good faith it is. Not so much now, but it's how they grew in their popularity. I'm not saying that's what Dream needs to do, but there's a clear difference in, like, allowing these types of people to control your behavior, because that's what he's doing right now. He's allowing these people to control his behavior. He's flipping back and forth here in these Twitter replies, trying to please this angry mob of people in his audience, and they're controlling him. He isn't being himself. And it's not healthy for anybody to have, like, a microscope on them 24/7, to not be allowed to be themselves just because they're a large online figure. It's not healthy. And while, yes, you do have a certain level of responsibility in that you have to be a decent human being as a content creator, and you should be canceled if you're not, we're all human. And a lot of the shit that Dream is getting canceled for, like the stuff that people have been digging up from the past, comes from when he was like 15 years old. He's 22 now. You can't blame somebody who's now in their 20s for something they did back when their age started with a 1. Like, teenagers are dumb. If they've changed and they don't stand by it anymore, like, you can't really, like, hold them to that, right? It doesn't really sound fair. I don't know. Dream's a large figure, so he gets a concentrated and much larger in scale dose of the cancel culture radiation. And so the tumors on him are particularly large, but like that same radiation hits me too. I got some cancel tumors on me. I got some cancer culture tumors on me.
Nobody is going to be a leader of a community. I feel like even unless that community is directly involved in them, like I'd say, sure, could I be like the leader of the dream community? I don't even know. I mean, I don't even know. I feel like there's not really a leader to any community. And I think that it's unacceptable to let people assume or call you. Even this is obviously a joke. They're not being serious. Or even if they are, that's fine. But I was just trying to express, hey, I don't like people saying, hey, he's the leader of this pride parade of the LGBTQ community, because I feel like that's not right. And I think that for anybody to be a leader of the LGBTQ community or a leader of any community, like I say this, I feel the same way as people say it's like the leader of the Minecraft community. I feel the exact same way. It's like, no, I'm not the leader of the Minecraft community. Please don't. That's a lot of pressure. That's a lot of that's a lot of meaning behind that I don't feel comfortable taking on. So that's what I was expressing there. But anyway, so then this is when the controversy amped up. I replied to somebody.
Okay, I've been talking a lot lately about how much self-awareness helps the left. Okay. Something that's helped me so much in my rhetoric has been self-awareness. Stopping myself for a moment, considering what my opposition might think, acknowledging that opposition, and then moving on. Instead of just moving on with my day and allowing that opposition to just come at me unchallenged. If Dreams simply knew the term savior, like if he simply just said, I didn't want to look saviory because that's really cringe and I don't like the term ally, so it was just it felt awkward being framed this way, I feel like that would be such a better way to frame it. But he doesn't really seem to have the words to describe the predicament he's in, which is a situation I was in for a very long time, and you really only get better at it by practicing and doing a lot of talking about specifically this, and experience, frankly, but you just get better at it over time. Like, just take this clip that you are watching right now, compare it to a clip of me talking about cancel culture and like woke scolds or whatever from all the way back in 2019, it will be a night and day fucking difference. It is night and day. Almost different people, basically.
Who quote retweeted my tweet saying that I was just saying it to avoid being called homophobic. Obviously, seeing that upset me because I was like, okay, this is my first tweet ever on any major account of mine involving sexuality in any way whatsoever. And I'm getting people quote retweeting me saying that I'm just doing it to avoid being called homophobic, when that was the day before. And obviously it was on my mind, and that was what I decided to tweet it because of. But people were quote retweeting and saying that I'm avoiding homophobic allegations by like queer baiting essentially. And so I replied, and they ended up deleting the tweet. But I replied and said, only Twitter can confuse mocking homophobia and clear support of gay people in the replies of one of the person's best friends who is gay as homophobia. Only Twitter. And this made a lot of people upset because this person, I don't know what ended up happening to this person. I don't know if they ended up tweeting or something. But people were saying this person got doxxed and that this person got threatened and all this stuff in regards to their tweet. And obviously, I've said this time and time again, and I'll say it again because I feel like it's important to reiterate, but I don't support any form of doxing. I know this isn't just for people that are going to be like, oh, you can't just say this and then it absolves you of all guilt. That's not what I'm saying. Hear me out, but I'm going to say it anyway. I don't support any form of doxing. I don't support any form of threatening or harassment or anything like that. I never, no matter what. It doesn't matter. I feel like I
got to do the rounds. He's got to do the rounds. I feel like it's a standard thing,
If they've done heinous things.
He's got to do the rounds.
They don't deserve to be, death threatened, things like that. Now they may deserve people that have done horrible things may deserve bad things to come to them. But bad things within like the law and bad things within.
Stop digging yourself deeper, Dream.
Not doxing and things that are it's just pointless. It's pointless no matter what.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. Live streamed apologies are not good unless what you're doing isn't an apology but a full-on response. Like, you should definitely prepare any legitimate apology you plan to do, and Dream doesn't have the rhetorical skill or the experience, I think, to do this off the front. But I mean, he's got a lot of support in the chat, and I mean, he's not going to take a massive hit from this anyway. I'm more concerned, Like, I'm a content creator myself, right? So like, I have a little bit more insight into what it's like to be on like the shit end of the stick of cancel culture. More so than many of you guys in the chat will. Granted, Dream knows it way better than I do because he's magnitudes upon magnitudes upon magnitudes upon magnitudes larger than I am. But like, my perspective is the mental state, right? Yes, Dream has basically everyone's dream life, literally. That doesn't mean the tens of thousands to millions of people potentially who despise him for all number of reasons. That doesn't mean it doesn't go to his head a little bit. It goes to everybody's head. You may think in your, you know, like the feeling of being anonymous and nobody on the internet really knowing who you are and hating you, and I mean hating you, and having the knowledge that right now probably no weirdos out there on the internet are like in a Discord call right now shit talking you and conspiring how to fuck with you. Like, living without that, with that assurance that that's not happening is very comforting. But you don't realize it until you've lost it and you become a content creator and you realize just how much privacy you lose. You realize that you'll be like sitting up, like you'll be laying in bed at night and your brain will just remind you, hundreds of people who hate you are probably thinking about you right now. And it's just a weird thought to think about while you're trying to go to sleep. It doesn't really keep me up or anything, but like, it affects people differently, you know, and it's worth consideration when it comes to large figures, you know. Just because Dream's got a 7 million subs or whatever it is, like, what's he got, like 17 million subs? A lot of subs. Just because he has a shit ton of subscribers on YouTube doesn't mean that his mental health is like some superhuman like fortitude or something, right? 40 million? Jesus. Yeah, it doesn't mean he has 40 million mental healths or whatever, okay? I don't know. Anyway, that's what I have to say. If you enjoyed my commentary, please consider leaving a like on the stream if you're watching it live. Consider leaving a like on the video if you're watching it after it's gone up as a separate segment, as it does help out my channel and boost it up into the algorithm a lot. YouTube values like creator and you know, watcher engagement more than ever right now. So just liking the stream does a lot more than you even realize to boost the video and my channel into the stratosphere and just really help get it out to new people. So definitely consider hitting that like button. And if you want to support me financially, you can donate, subscribe, gift a sub over on YouTube. You can also support me through, or over on my website, xanderhall.com/live. You can also support me on YouTube, through Twitch, through Streamlabs, Stream Elements, or through Patreon. Or you can follow me through my social medias linked down below, including my Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and my fan Discord. And of course, finally, if you want to be part of a watch party tonight, I think I'm doing a Moon Knight watch party in my Discord, but it does depend on how much time we have left after stream, so consider joining the Discord server especially. It's a great community. We do lots of cool watch parties in there, and it's dope as fuck. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and have a good one.